Yo, what's up? What's going on? How you guys liking the Crollo cosplay? What about Victor? Yeah, I want to do Victor. I want to do Victor from Arcane 2. I think that would be really fun. And listen to this. Listen to this. I was trying to convince Pest to do Silco. Tell me he wouldn't be a really good fucking Silco. So him being Silco, me being Victor, I'm telling you, I could pull that shit off. It would be really good. My name is Jollz. I'm a Radiant player. If you're enjoying this type of content, be sure to like and subscribe, considering 80% of you guys are still not subscribed. I do these coaching sessions live, so you're more than welcome to swing by the stream and ask questions. If you're interested in coaching yourself, click the link in the description, click the book a lesson button, and select your plan and time. Lastly, if you want a chance to win free coaching, be sure to comment down below your Discord name and why you think you deserve it. I'll be picking out a person randomly. Other than that, enjoy the video. What's going on?
Hey, glad to be here. Nice to meet you. I'm John.
Nice to meet you too. You ready to pop off?
Of course.
Okay, so I'm looking at the stats now. You know, 137 damage per rounds is okay. It's not the worst, but I would definitely be aiming for like 140 to 150 when you're playing kind of these support characters. And headshot percentage is a bit low too, 19%.
Enemy spotted B.
Yeah, right behind you.
I have this
Spike down B.
With Chamber, like when you're going to site and you have the bomb, one thing you want to do is like always throw your TP down and like just throw your TP down on the bomb, and then like you just plant and then just TP out instantly, right?
Oh yeah.
So this round is kind of important. If there's a way you can kind of cheese a kill, get guns out of their hands, it would be massive. I don't like these challenges.
I can't.
So one thing I probably would have done is maybe just group back towards B with your team. Let your Yoru kind of try and go for like a little lurk play, because I saw that he was up into kitchen. When you have the gun disadvantage, try not to take on full head-to-head fights, right? Like when you were looking to fight someone, you know, mid or on boiler or something, it's scary, right? They have like a vandal. If you don't hit your shot, you're basically dead. Just always try and, like, if you have like the gun disadvantage, just try and cheese a kill, right? Play like a rat, form a timing.
out of charges. Teleport's ready.
Okay, TP is good.
Enemy spotted A.
Nice, good TP.
You guys want to leave?
Yeah, you guys should fall. You should fall and go B. Okay, now play the bomb. You're chilling. TP in 7.
Last year, 140 Sova, 147. Last one shot.
Nice round. Nice round. I like the way you played this. I was a little bit scared when you peeked into those two people, but you went for the info, and then as soon as you saw there was two, you went to go peek the guy who was on site, and you knew that it was an isolated 1v1. You played that well. I like that. That was good. That was good. Swing. Yeah, swing with the jet. Okay, so
That's a nest.
I'm starting to notice
There's two there. There's a Reyna and
a trend here.
Oh, well.
Okay, nice try. I don't mind the play. Yeah, TP. So, okay, one thing that I'm noticing now is, like, when your team is looking for gunfights and you see them, like, swinging wide, in your mind, that should be an automatic switch. I need to swing with them. I need to be there to trade that kill, right? Like, if you see your jet swinging wide, you were swinging right next to them, and you're going to trade that kill. Even if it's into a Reyna or a jet, there's a lot of times where you get to kill them before they get the dismiss or their dashes out, right? I can't begin to tell you how many times I die on Reyna where I get a kill, I hit my dismiss key, but I'm still dead because by the time it registers, it takes forever. So, it's better to do things with your team, even if what your team is doing might be a mistake, right? Like dry peeking that when they have op money is kind of scary, but if your teammate just does it, just do it with them. You want to be there to just get ready to get those trade kills. It's really, really important that you're always thinking, like, what's my team doing? Can I play off of them and get the trades?
Scanning ahead.
Blocking sight.
There your screens. After still. There's two there. You want to just rotate?
Yeah. How come you haven't said anything about crosshair placement? Crosshair placement is fine when it needs to be, from what I'm noticing.
Here.
30 seconds left.
Great play. On top. Above you, buddy.
Oh, no way. I didn't hear him.
Okay, nice try, nice
I
try.
did not hear him.
Yeah, I heard that one step.
Okay, which gun to pick?
Viper was worried she was gonna get flanked from mid because they had another person on site. So that was a bit of miscommunication from the enemy team. Viper in her head saw that Chamber was on top site watching B, and the Chamber saw nothing because they were in the Viper smoke. And then as soon as that clicked for Viper, Viper decided to look mid. So it was a really good timing. That's why I said it was a good play.
Can we check nest?
Okay, wait.
Teleport's ready.
Yeah, Crosshair, I think you're right. Crosshair person is a bit high. It was there when he was peeking
Back
around
right,
the
right?
corner.
Still back there?
Shock dart.
We're holding.
Shock dart.
Good here. This is fine. Fine. Fine.
One
I think the main
enemy
thing is
remaining.
just indecisiveness. Indecisiveness with positioning. Just not like actively thinking what.
I'm holding under.
Right? Code switching a little bit
I have
too
the drone.
much. Yeah, I think a big thing too is like there's some indecisiveness too with like positioning post plant, right? Like I think sometimes you're unsure like where you want to be playing or what you should be doing. You cannot go wrong with this mentality, right? Like if you see that you're up numbers, like it's a 5v3, 5v2, look where your teammates are watching and what they're doing and how do you play off of them. That's like the only thing that should be going through your
You're
head.
coming there on stage.
Aiming a bit too high. No, that's only if they jump on top, right? You always want to be aiming like.
You want to
I have your snowman Viper.
Let's
if you want.
play.
Okay, this is better.
One snowman. I have orange.
Could be flank.
Yeah, it could be. Good snowman.
It could be anywhere.
Yeah.
Also, another thing too is like when you're kind of pushing into sight, I'm noticing that you're like pulling out util a bunch, right? Like you're pulling out your TPs, you're pulling out your knife a lot, right? Like not pulling out your knife isn't obviously bad, like a lot of players do it, but when you're clearing space and you're taking space, almost never you pull out your knife unless you know for sure that you're not there. There's gonna be an instance where you get caught with timings like that. You know, quick switching a ton. So just be very careful of that.
For sure.
Spike planted.
That's not ready.
Holy shit.
On top. One's top screen. Nice.
Neutralize.
Okay, reposition, playing with the Sova. I like this. Realistically, it needs to go for an early pick or get traded by the Sova.
I want to dart.
There they are.
Pretty close. Good.
One enemy remaining.
Teleport's ready.
Probably mid.
Last
Maze,
player
maze, maze.
standing.
Okay. Let's try.
He's over here.
That was a good try. I mean, I think you played it well. You played it well. As soon as you got that kill on the Sova, repositioned, you kind of tried to play with your Sova.
Yeah, I didn't expect that Rainer to just be up in my face like that.
Yeah, so I kind of assumed that she was Maze, only because...
Yeah.
So a couple things, right? Like, the dart scanned back sight, it only got the chamber, and you didn't know where the Reyna was, and chamber was still close, which means that they weren't playing post-plant, it wasn't planted for anything further back. So the only logical explanation was that she was probably Maze. One thing I would have done differently there is, like, when you're in a 2v2 situation like that, and you get that first kill, don't look for the second one, right? Don't look to be the next piece of contact. You want your teammate to have the next contact. You kind of like just bait and switch off of contact. That's a common mistake a lot of people do, right? They take the first initiative, they get that kill, and then they keep pushing, and they obviously get traded because they know exactly where he's at. Instead, you get a kill, and then you let your
I just don't like how
teammate
this Viper's playing.
get the next
Playing inside
point
the
of contact,
smokes.
and you guys kind of just bait off of each other a little bit, right? So one thing, don't even worry about tripping A. You guys have 3 towards A anyway. It's better to trip mid. You guys don't have a Sage, and I'm really worried that they're gonna get lurked on, right?
Yeah.
So you can
That's the
throw
one
one
round
pitch in,
negative.
and then one like under tube.
Under, I don't think that Viper really hasn't done anything yet.
Yeah, but it always opens the door for that, and it's like you don't need the trip for anything else. That's the way I see it. So it's kind of like wasted. It's like wasted not throwing it.
Arrow B.
GP.
Arrow B. They darted me out. Top. Damn.
So what do you think went wrong there?
I picked 2 angles or 3 angles.
Yeah. So that's the main reason, right?
Spike planted.
Avoid always peeking
Player standing.
an angle where there could be multiple spots where you can get exposed to, right? He has such a huge advantage where he could be in 3 different spots and you can only be in 1 in that spot. So always avoid that. Okay.
Loppy.
Yeah, passive angle. Love this. Don't.
That was stupid angle to hold.
Yeah, I would have waited. I would have 100% waited. You had the goated angle at the start. The reason why the angle was so good when you were initially there, when you were a little bit like not as deep,
Last player standing.
is because when they're coming out, they're not looking back yellow. They are more worried about snowman, top sight, right? When they're crossing like that. And then when they're looking there, that's when you get that free kill. It could be a mid. I don't know. I don't like this. This is a gap in between. One of these rounds, they're gonna get punished for it.
Maybe you're mid.
Could have definitely timing him under 2.
Bro, yeah, I can't. I'm whipping so bad right now.
It's all good. It's all good. Fight was fine. So I would still definitely probably trip somewhere mid. I'm really worried that
Spike planted.
you know your Yoru ran down B. You were watching B as well. They could have easily just walked the mid, under tube, up mid to flank A. You know, there's so many like windows. Let's say like, okay, they haven't been coming mid, which is fine. But like let's say they do, right? What happens? If he does run a mid, he gets a lot of free kills, especially on the A site, and that's an entire round loss. So you never want to have holes in your defense.
Bro, why am I
Last
whipping,
player
man?
standing.
So mad.
You're good. You're good. This is winnable. That's right.
No offense.
Yeah, I'm gonna put that trip mid now.
Yeah, put it mid. Your jet, the enemy jet got a free kill because of that. She like walked all the way up mid.
I'm not playing B, by the way.
That works.
A lot playing. Push your jet.
Okay, this is good. This is good.
Teleport's ready.
Put wall up.
You don't have to peek. You don't have to peek.
Yeah.
You have numbers here. Just let them tap bomb and shit.
Rain over there.
Here.
Rain is still there on the right.
Here.
Rain is holding yellow.
You can peek now. You can peek now.
Oh man, Viper.
Oh.
How do you light swing it?
That's a good spot. Teleport's ready.
So that trip is not that good because if they walk on the backside, they walk around it. Okay, so a big problem on the defense is putting a lot of gaps. There's a lot of gaps in the defense with Chamber. That's Chamber, right?
That one's dead.
Nice. Play up for yours, contact.
Enemy spotted B.
Two here, two.
Here.
Nice job. I play numbers here. Okay,
Rain is
okay,
still there. I don't know
okay.
where Viper is.
Okay.
One enemy remaining.
AC.
Spike down
Hold on,
B.
hold
Oh shit.
Flawless.
Alright, we won the round. We won the round.
Okay, there. That was really good. You got that first kill. I was so scared you were about to re-peek before Yoru made contact, right? Like,
No, I won.
always bait off of people's contact after your presence is known. You get a kill, you get spotted, whatever. You are now playing off of your teammates' contacts, and then you can re-peek. But don't re-peek before then, because they're going to be ready for that, right? Also with trips, don't throw that one that you did last round, because they could walk on the backside of that. You know what I mean? You want to always make sure that you don't have any gaps in your defense on the map.
That's a good spot.
I'm gonna
This
try
is
to fight
good.
this man B.
These are really good trips. You almost want to do this every single round when you don't have a Sage. I don't really like this at all.
Did A?
They need a reposition.
One in kitchen,
Spike down A.
So, yeah. Have TP as well.
One enemy
Last one
remaining.
kitchen.
Where's bomb down? Oh, it's towards Viper. Okay.
Alright,
Jeez.
Defenders win.
I like your decision to actually stay. Right? A lot of problems with chambers in general. They like to panic TP, right? Like they just TP for no reason and it kind of just wastes it. But like even if they know where you are and you have your ults, you still have such a huge advantage. You take that shot and then you instantly TP, right? It's really strong. The only thing I would say is like I still would throw the same trips mid, right? Like when you don't have a Sage for mid to wall off your tube, it's so scary because better teams will understand where you're throwing your trips For example, like if I'm on the enemy team and I go kitchen one round and I see that you've been consistently tripping kitchen, then I'm going to try and find out where your second one is. And by doing that, I'm going to be going like under tube. Unless you're going for an early aggro pick with your ults or you're saving or something, I would almost always just trip kitchen, trip under tube, right? At least that way, the guy on B, if it's you, if it's whatever, has nothing to worry about if they're getting flanked from that way, right? Unless they go all the way through mid to spawn to flank you snow or something. Another big thing is when your team is taking space, you need to be there with your teammates. You need to be there to trade kills. If your teammate is shooting their gun, you need to be swinging and getting ready to just trade whatever kill that he's shooting at. You just kind of bait your team. Let them run in first, and you're just right there with them to trade kills. So that's a big thing. Playing off of your team. You have numbers advantage, 5v3 with positioning. Always position yourself in a way that you're playing off of your teammate's contact. You're gonna be thinking, if my teammate shoots his gun, can I swing wide and trade that kill, right? If my teammate dies. That's the only thing that's running through your head when you have the numbers advantage. The only time I'd recommend playing aggressive is if you're down numbers. If it's a 3v5, now you need to make a play, because if you don't, they're just gonna push you down and trade you, right? Another thing too is I would highly recommend try to insta-lock agents, right? If you have 2 to 3 agents that you like playing and that you're really good at, just insta-lock them, man. Just insta-lock them. When you're always stuck filling, you're not really always comfortable with the right agent, right? Like let's say last game you played chamber, or this game you just played chamber. And next game you're playing smokes, right? 2 different play styles, completely different. You can't really play aggro like you normally do.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. Like, do one of the same play styles and everything.
Yeah, it's just easier that way. Or if you have like 2 agents, right? Like let's say you like playing Sova, you like playing chamber. Both of them are a little bit different, but if you are very comfortable with those 2, insta-lock whatever, you know, and they just kind of swap between those 2 or those 3, right? Like you could definitely climb, and maybe you're very consistent with filling and you really enjoy that. But I mean, me personally, like, I just do better when I spam one agent. Because I'm used to it. I don't have to think about my util anymore. I don't have to think about my positioning anymore. Everything is ingrained into me because I've been playing that agent so much and so recently. And then I don't have to think about that, and I have more time to think about enemy mistakes, what they're doing wrong, what ults they have up, you know, these kind of things. And you have less time to worry about your own util, so.